Ladies and gentlemen, I have been thinking about IBC servers of late, and I've been asking myself several questions. Where are the IBC servers? And can someone change the servers? It's not possible to change the servers, but can someone clone the servers? IBC servers. And I've also observed three things which are related to those IBC servers. And those three things should actually worry Raila Odinga and Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance. The first thing I've observed is the re-emergence of Wafula Chebukati. For those who follow the politics of this country, after the last general election, Wafula Chebukati went underground. But of late, Wafula Chebukati is coming out. He's on Twitter, he's on Facebook, making comments. And just yesterday, Wafula Chebukati made a statement or a comment on the coup that happened in Gabon. And generally, he spoke why those coups are happening. Is there something that Wafula Chebukati knows that we don't know? The second thing that I've also observed and should worry Azimio is the move by Kenya Kwanza to allow the audit of the servers. Raila Odinga and Azimio team placed some demands to Kenya Kwanza. One of those demands was the issue of IBC servers. Kenya Kwanza insisted that they were not going to allow any audit of the servers. What has now changed? I want to take you back to February when Raila Odinga made those demands. Listening to Raila Odinga, and then after Raila Odinga, also listening to William Ruto.
Consequently, the subsidies must be restored, the cost of basic commodities and taxes must come down in the next 14 days. Secondly, electoral deceit must end. Servers must be opened and audited, and servers must be opened and audited under auspices of a reputable firm or organization, failure to which we shall lead the people to restore their authority and voice. 5, the ongoing process. Hello? 5, the ongoing process of reconstituting IEBC must stop immediately. Bipartisan task operations. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. If these demands are not heeded, within 14 days, we shall lead Kenyans to massive action and to mass action across the country to take their power back and restore sanity.
Mambo haya mengine ni madogo. Nimemwambia mtu ya kitendawili asisumbue mimi na mambo ya masaba. Hakuna mahali katiba inasema rais ndio mtu ya kufungua masaba. Yeye kwa sababu wako na nafasi mingi aende afanye hiyo kazi ya kufungua masaba. Awachane, mimi niko na kazi ya kuendesha Kenya, mimi niko na nafasi gani ya kwenda kufungua masaba? Na nilimwambia saba ilifunguliwa zamani. Kwani alikuwa wapi? Si kila mtu alienda kwa station ukaweka biometric ukapata jina yako iko pale. Si saba ilikuwa open. Si ukapatiwa ile nini ukapiga kura alafu ikawekwa kwenye mtandao. Si kila mtu alikuwa na kura yake kwa portal. Si hiyo nini ilikuwa wazi. Sasa huyu alikuwa wapi siku hiyo mambo hiyo yote ilikuwa. Saa hii miezi 6 baadaye anakuja kutusumbua ati fungueni saba. Fungueni. Na mimi nataka niulize nyinyi, kuna mahali gani imeandikwa kwa katiba ati saba itafunguliwa? Mimi nataka niwaambie hawa watu, please let us respect the rule of law. Do not make demands that are unconstitutional, that are extra legal, that are extrajudicial. Sasa hiyo mnasema tufanye, iko kwa katiba gani ama iko kwa sheria gani? Sisi tutafuata ile kwa sheria. Siku ile itaandikwa kwa sheria ati saba itafunguliwa na mtu fulani, tutafuata. So waende watengeneze sheria ya kufungua masaba ndio tujue vile tutaendesha.
So the question is, what has changed? Why do you think Kenya Kwanza are now willing to allow the servers to be open? And then the third thing is the power blackout that we witnessed in the Republic of Kenya. What happened on that day? What was the real objective of that power blackout? And specifically at JKIA. What was being shipped into the country? Or was it just a normal power blackout? Because I'm sure there are even places where there was power blackout, but they never noticed because of the power backup. The steamer goes off, automatically picks. But how come at JKIA, at night, we didn't have power for that long? And that's why sometimes I agree with those who are demanding for flight manifests. Those who want to know what really happened on that day. So in this video, I want us to ask a few questions. But before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to dive in. And by the way, allow me to thank the following people for the coffee which I received earlier today. Thank you so much. You can also do the same using the numbers on your screen. A cup of coffee only goes for 200 bob, but you can make it more. It goes a long way in helping me to produce more content. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who follow the politics of this country, in February, Raila Odinga called for a prayer rally at Jivanje. That prayer rally was actually intended to counter William Ruto's nationwide prayer rallies which he was holding. In fact, from that moment, you never saw William Ruto holding the prayer rallies. But on that day, Raila Odinga came up with some demands, 4 demands. And he gave Ruto 14 days to meet those demands. And that if Ruto was not going to meet those demands, then he was going to call for mass protest. And that's where we are. The video you watched up there captured everything there. It was captured on that day. But of late, something is happening. Of course, after several months of push and pull, William Ruto agreed to some deal with Raila Odinga. And Raila Odinga agreed to call off the demonstrations. Then we had the bipartisan team from both sides, which really achieved nothing. Then we went back to the mandamanos as usual. Then now more pressure came, international pressure, the church, the local pressure, and Raila and Ruto actually met somewhere in Mombasa. And now we have a team, the bipartisan team, which is moving so well, if you ask me, based on what I'm observing. I think Kalonzo Musyoka and Kimani Ichung'wah have agreed that they're going to push the bipartisan team or process. But why do you think Kenya Kwanza have allowed the audit of the server? My conclusion is that, number one, there's a possibility that tampering might have happened. You know, it's not easy to interfere with the servers because there's always the audit trail. But if it's true, the way Azimio were alleging, that whatever which you are being subjected to, whatever the screen you are seeing at Bomas of Kenya, that screen you are seeing at Bomas of Kenya was not the IEBC servers. that IEBC servers was separate, that someone somewhere just decided to connect or hijack. So we had another server which was being managed by Jose Camago, and that server was relaying information which was being linked through Wafula Chebukati's influence to some cloned servers, and that's what we Kenyans were seeing on IEBC portal. Then it's possible that those servers are the ones which have been interfered with now, not interfered with now, but are the ones which are being brought into the country. So that the bipartisan team will be talking, they'll call for the audit, Azimio will come up with their team, Kenya Kwanza will also come with their IT team, then they'll scrutinize that server. And their conclusion would be that whatever was being relayed at the Bomas of Kenya is the same content. And that's why for me, the only thing Raila Odinga needs to accept is not just the audit of the servers. Let the ballot boxes be open across the country. Bring them. Hata kama ni Kasarani, bring all of them. Let Kenyans count per polling station and verify with the content. Because the people are claiming that they voted for Wajakoya, but their stations recorded 0. So that's the first thing which for me should worry Azimio. Number 2 is the question of what next after the audit. Let's say we audit the servers. And from the servers, it is found that, okay, Ruto did not win. What next? Or is found that Raila Odinga actually won. The question is, what next? If Ruto did not win, what next? If Ruto won, what next? Assuming Raila won, what demands will Raila Odinga place on the table? And for me, because of those tough conditions, I don't think William Ruto, in his own mind, can agree to the audit of the server. And that's why I'm suspicious about the latest moves. The other thing is the international community. If the audit will prove that Ruto did not win, how will the international community now view Ruto? If it agreed with IEBC that the elections were fair and fair, what about Raila Odinga? What about the demonstrations he has subjected Kenyans to? And of course, there's also the credibility of Wafula Chebukati. Was his side of the commission on the right, or was the Cherera group on the right? I don't know what you think, but I think moving forward, electoral justice is something which really needs to be fixed in this country. We want a situation where if you go for an election, Ruto wins, it should be verified. If Raila wins, it should be verified. If so-and-so wins, it should be verified. We don't want a situation where we spend so much on election, then we get nothing in terms of figures. Let me hear your thoughts. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny.